Hello out there. I hope everyone's doing well. Ibu Jenna got in touch with me and we thought we'd do something together with you this week. So I want to start with talking a little bit about helping you to maybe recognize some of the feelings you're having. And I'm going to give you a tool that you can use to, if you find that you're feeling one way in particular that is causing you a bit of problem, then I'm going to give you a tool to make or to help you to figure out how to manage it a little better. Yeah? And then you could try it, and if it doesn't work perfectly, you can adjust it and make a new one, right? But the first thing is that it's often really hard for us to label what we're feeling. We sometimes don't have all the vocabulary that we need. So this is a pretty simple chart about feelings, a little more advanced than we would use with kids in early years or kindergarten. So, but not too complex. So you will probably recognize most of the words on here, even if you can't read them. Probably by looking at the faces, you have a pretty good idea of what the people are feeling, right? So we're in kind of a weird situation, all of us. We're not able to go to school. We're staying in our homes and being responsible so that people in the community can be safer. But that might make you feel like maybe you're grumpier than normal, or maybe you're confused, like, why is this happening? I don't understand. You might be feeling even a little bit irritated or angry. So it's important first to figure out what you're feeling and to let those feelings be known to other people. Now, if you're a little more sophisticated, you can use a chart like this. So your basic feeling, if I'm feeling sad, that's often the most basic way of saying how I'm feeling. But if I look more closely and you go out one ring out from sad, you see guilty, ashamed, depressed, lonely, bored, sleepy. Those are a little bit more specific. And sometimes instead of saying I'm sad, I want to figure out, like, well, what kind of sad am I feeling? So I might be lonely. I mean, we haven't seen our friends recently, right? So loneliness might be what I'm feeling. Or I can even go out one more level, and those get a little more complicated. These are words that you often hear adults use, or people who read a lot have a big emotional vocabulary. So you're welcome to use words from this chart if you recognize one that's really fitting with you. So my daughter's 5, and I can see with her she's experiencing being frustrated a lot, and she's even using that word. So that might be one that she would focus on. Okay? So what are we going to do with it? So you can make a thermometer, picking that one feeling that is really troubling you the most. So if it's frustrated, what you do down the left side is you start with, what are your small reactions when you're just a little bit frustrated? What does it look like? If someone was watching you and videoing you, what would they see? So maybe it's as simple as like you sighing to let everyone in the room know that you're frustrated, or your shoulders drop, or you're huffing and puffing. And then on the right side, what we do is when you're just slightly frustrated, you would think of some things that you could do to calm that. So it might be taking a walk, or taking time in a designated space that you've set aside in your house that's just for you. Or maybe you chat with a friend in some way, because one thing that's really important right now is you're maintaining your friend connections in whatever way you can. Excuse me. So another thing that you can do, like if it starts to escalate a little bit and you're more in that medium level, you might see yourself stomping off to your room or ignoring everyone, or if you have smaller brothers and sisters, you find you're picking on them. and they didn't really even do anything, and you're like, it's not really fair, but that's just where I'm at right now. So what kind of things might you put in place if you're at that medium level? Well, some people feel really relaxed if they listen to their favorite music, or some people love doing breathing exercises. And then, of course, if you jump in a pool and you're swimming and splashing around and having fun, you also will do some breathing in the pool without even realizing it. So that can be a good one. And then if you hit that really high level of frustration, and you know what that looks like for you. So some people throw things, or they yell at their parents, even though their parents haven't done anything, or they give up. Like maybe they're doing schoolwork and they're like, this is too hard, so I'm not going to do that right now. Um, and then what I could do if I reach that high level of frustration is maybe hit a pillow, or if you have a punching bag or a heavy bag at home, you might decide, this is serious enough that I probably need to talk to my parents or a counselor about this. Or I think Ibu Jenna is going to be doing some artwork, and I don't even know exactly what she has in store for you, but I have a feeling it'll maybe be a way that you'll be able to get some of that frustration that you're feeling out by doing art of some sort with her. Okay, so that's one example. I created another one that I shared with early years kids, and I'm not going to go through this whole one, but some of you might be feeling really scared because you're hearing people talk about this virus and you're not really sure what is this all about, or they're not talking about it but you hear them whispering, so you're wondering like, I wish I knew more about what's going on, and so it might have you scared a little bit. And so I'll give this one to Ibu Jenna, and she can share it with you in a document so that you can see it. Okay, I don't want to take the time to go through the whole thing. And then there's one example here on if you're feeling angry, and it's quite similar to the one that I did on feeling frustrated, right? So I'll share that with you. Now, what I'd like is for you to see if this tool is something that would help you. So there will be, you can do what I did, just look at this template and make your own. So if I go back to the ones I did, I just drew them on a piece of paper, and I really thought through at the different levels, what does it look like on each side for me? That will be different from you. You might not, if you're frustrated, you might not throw things or yell at your parents. You might do something very different. So it has to be really unique to the way that you operate. Okay? And that's where I'm going to leave you. But it's really important that while we're off school and you're not having the chance to connect with friends that maybe you rely on for those laughs and good times, that you find ways to make connections with your friends, and that you also work on labeling your feelings in really accurate ways and finding ways that you can get yourself to a better place instead of sitting with that uncomfortable feeling. So I am really missing all of you and missing seeing your lovely faces. I wish you well. Bye.